Aitor, we'll start with the news this morning that Adam Forshaw's signed a new 4-year contract. How pleased are you that that's been put to bed and he's committed his future to the club?
Yeah, I'm really pleased because again, Adam is the kind of players who deserve it. Because now I'm really pleased for his contract, but I'm really pleased for his performances. Because when he came here, I knew how good he was, but always it was difficult for him to play because when he came here, Grant and Clayton were playing really well. He had his chance and he got injured the game that we played against Cardiff. And for reason, I'm really pleased for him because he has a new contract, he deserved it, and he's on the pitch. That is the best thing.
I mean, at this time of year, obviously, we ask you many times, are you looking at bringing players in? Are there any transfers on the horizon? Is it as important, maybe more so, to make sure you tie up the players that are already here as well?
Yes, it's really important because, again, I said always that to have all of them, most of them here, gives me the opportunity to work in the games, to be calmer than I was last season, and for reason I think is one of the keys that we started well the season.
Looking back on the other night, obviously both Fabio and George Friend picked up injuries. What's the latest on their situations?
Fabio for sure isn't going to play. George is a muscle injury, and for the reason I don't know. So, because I don't like to take risks with muscle injuries, especially when we have the international break. So we don't need to take any risk, and let's see tomorrow. But none of them can play. I have another alternative because the squad which I have is really good.
Are you hopeful that both will be available after the international break?
Again, it's a muscle injury and I can say 100%, but George, I think he can be, and Fabio, I think is going to be longer.
Does that then mean that we could be looking at players having to adapt, play out of position maybe to cover that loss this weekend?
Yeah, for sure, because then we had 2 left backs, 3 with James Husband, but he's also injured, so the player who plays in that position will play in different positions. But maybe I can change the shape, so I have a lot of things that we can do and I can do because again we have a really good and really depth squad.
I heard Jurgen Klopp talking about this earlier yesterday, saying that players now feels in the modern game need to adapt. You can't just be focused on playing one position. Is that symptomatic of the way the game's evolved more recently?
Sorry?
Is it more symptomatic that players need to be more versatile?
Yes, for me it's important, especially when you can have 25 players, and I like always to work with 22 because again I prefer to have 22 players with a similar level than to have 25 and with different level. And for a reason, it's good to have versatile players like we have here. And for a reason now it's good because we can play with different shapes, we can play with different players in that position because all of them are used to play in different positions.
And on the subject of players coming in before deadline day comes to a close, are you still hopeful of making another signing?
Yes, we are working, but again, since the last season finished, the club, I said always that it's been working really well behind the scenes, so for reason gives me the opportunity to focus on the games, and the club knows the players and the position that we need to strengthen, and for a reason I'm really calm. We have a few days, so I'm really pleased with the squad, with the players who can come here, and especially with the position that we're in the table.
Can you give us any details on Harry Maguire? You've been linked yet again with him this week. Is he still a player that interests you?
I told you he's a player, and the club is working with a list of players, and again I know that they are working in different players, and now I am thinking just about the game on Sunday.
And on that game, what do you expect from West Brom? Obviously, they also went to extra time in the cup during midweek and didn't come out on the right end of a result. What sort of game do you expect?
So again, it's another typical Premier League game, they are in the same position than us. They lost and they played extra time, and I know that someone told me that Tony is not living his best moment there, and it's a shame because I have a good relationship with him, and for me he's an amazing manager experience who I've learned a lot, and again they're a strong team, strong in the set pieces, so it's going to be a tough game, but again we have to think about ourselves and try to play our football.
Just finally for me, how important was it for you that you got that first Premier League win back in a top flight last weekend?
It was massive because always you can believe or you can't, but always when you have 3 points on the table, it's easier to believe or not to believe. Is to be calmer. And for a reason, I think it was really important, especially a derby. So it was really good. And now with the wake up that we had last Wednesday, I think it could be better.
Aitor, it's your third away game in the week, including a local derby, an extra time game, and a bit of a difficult journey back. How testing is this week for you and the squad?
It's tough because again it's the third game, injured players, another journey, 120 minutes. But again we have a really good squad. All of them are ready to play. Players who didn't play last Wednesday for sure will play next Sunday. So for a reason I'm calm because I trust all of them, and for a reason I like to bring players with the same level to now have problems again to choose the best 11.
Tony Pulis says that Middlesbrough are a good side and they've got adrenaline at the moment as a newly promoted team. They've got that momentum, I guess. That can sometimes, he says, tail off a bit, can go down the level a bit after a few months. Are you confident that that won't be the case, that you've got a squad that you can just keep going as you are?
I could be concerned if we had won on Wednesday easy to Fulham, and to win against Sunderland, to win easy against Fulham, and I could think that we will arrive to play against West Brom, maybe thinking that we are better than we are. But after the game on Wednesday, I'm completely sure that the team knows that we need to win again. We have to move on because the cup was disappointing for everybody, and for a reason I am confident because since I arrived here, always when we had a bad game, most of the times we have a good reaction.
So is that what you want to see really from your players, a good reaction against West Brom?
Yes, because they know that the mistakes in the cup let you out, and mistakes in Premier are 3 points, and we are going to need every single point in every single game. So for a reason they know how important it is to add points, especially at the beginning of the season, because now we are living a really good moment. For us, we have to live this and we have to keep this momentum going, because again, to add the points now can be perfect for us.
Bernardo Espinosa played 90 minutes at Norwich for the under 23s. Is he close to first team call?
Yes, I think I'm considering him to travel with us because it's his third game with under 23. He's training with us. He's been training with us the last 3-4 weeks, so he's ready now to play 90 minutes. But I'm considering to take him tomorrow.
Victor Valdez, you okay?
No, Victor Valdez is not ready tomorrow.
Okay. The likes of Victor Valdez, Alvaro Negredo, obviously when you made these signings, everyone was excited about them. But with the last 3 weeks, you've signed George Friend, Ben Gibson and Alan Forshaw to new contracts. And is that great to show them that they haven't been forgotten, really, almost, that their work last season in getting you up was absolutely crucial?
Yes, and the first meeting that we had to sign players, my first comment was to extend the contract to the players who were here, because I thought and I think that they deserve to be recognized, because we are here thanks them. So for a reason, before starting to speak about players, I wanted to extend the contract to the players who were here, and I'm really pleased because all of them deserve, and I'm more than happy because all of them are showing that they are Premier League players.
Thank you.
And Aitor, Negredo, how impressed have you been with his start in his Boro career? Negredo, how impressed have you been with the way he started his Boro career?
Impressed, but I know him. I've known him. I don't know how many years ago. So for a reason, it's not a surprise. For that reason, I wasn't afraid to bring him here because his last season hadn't been really good, and I knew that when we recovered his head, his confidence, he was gonna have impact here. And he's played really well. He scored the first day. He didn't score the second one, but he assisted. So he worked for the team. And the main thing is that I see him every single day here, and his face and his body language and everything tells me that he's enjoying it.
And although obviously they're rivals for his place in the side, the likes of David Nugent, who scored obviously in midweek, and Jordan Rhodes, they can presumably learn quite a lot from him.
Of course, and he can learn from David and from Jordan because they are English, British, and you know, when you are coming to another country, you can learn from everybody. He was at City, but again, he knows he's here, and again, we need to learn from each other.
Although you lost the cup tie, you were able to sort of check out the depth of your squad, which will obviously be very important over the course of the season. Do you feel that you've got that depth so that you can rest players at key times of the season?
Yeah, but I don't think, especially with the experience that we have from Championship, I don't think we need to rest a lot because the fixtures in Premier League are different, and now without the cup, we are going to have less games. So for a reason in Championship was really difficult, but now the changes that maybe I do, or it's because I'm not pleased with their performances, not because they have to rest.
I don't know, just ask apart from the players you mentioned, are there any other injury deaths at all?
There's Grant and Hubi, Hosman, and Brom. So.
Just on Adam Forshaw, I mean, you've brought in some big names to the club, people who are well known. Adam would be perhaps one of the lesser known players in the club. What is it about him that makes him so important to you?
His attitude every single day, his character. He's the kind of player who always wants to play. For him, he doesn't care if it's 1 minute, 30 seconds or 90 minutes. He goes to the pitch always with the same intensity. He goes to the training pitch always with the same intensity, with the same face, always trying to learn, always doing his best for the team. And you know, when you are quality, you have this character. You want to learn. At the end, the present arrive.
I suppose when a player goes into the Premier League for the first time, you never quite know if he will manage, if he'll be able to show his best there. Are you always confident that he would be able to?
Yes, because again, when you know him, you know that he's more than capable to play in Premier League, and he showed everybody that he can play. But again, he's a really good squad player because he's always ready when he's playing. When he's not playing, he's always on the bench ready to play, and again, he doesn't care to play 30 seconds or 90.
You mentioned West Brom. Are they the model for a club like Middlesbrough, a team that's come up and established itself in the Premier League over a few seasons? Yes, again, we have a lot of examples this season, but again, we are middle of the blue, and we have our history, so it's just to have good teams to compare, but again, we have to do our history, and we have our history. You mentioned Tony Pulis earlier. He's not popular with some fans or managers, but he does a very effective job. You say you have a lot of respect for Tony Pulis. A lot, because you look at his numbers, and since the first day that I met him, he showed me that he's a gentleman, and his job is that. He never got relegated,
so I don't know how many games in Premier League, and so for a reason, all my respect for him, and I wish him all the best after the game Sunday.
Aitor, can I just ask you about Stuart Downing, you know, a player who knows this club through and through, he's been away, gained huge experience. How important is Stuart and his experience to the club at this time?
Really important because he's enjoying it. I can feel that he's enjoying playing again in the Premier League. You can feel him that he's more comfortable now than he was last season in Championship, and he's an important player, and he's an example for us especially for the players who are on the pitch, that he's played a lot of games in Premier League, so he's a good reference for us.